does of questionable duality.
The Light of Atari. Actual story. I was born in 1994 in San Mateo, California. I always played video games. I got a NES, Sega, SNES, Sega Genesis, and N64. In December 31st, 1999, I got a Atari. In January 1st, 2000, I moved to Los Angeles, California. The Atari always had a light on. When that happened, made a story of what would happen if it was possessed. The creepypasta. Was coming home from school, and was going to move to another city. My dad bought me an Atari from a garage sale because I always wanted to know how home video gaming started. Once we got to the new place, I plugged in the Atari and played Pitfall. I finished the game once or twice, then put in Pac-Man and finished the game one time. I unplugged the Atari and went to bed. It was 1 a.m. I was only 6. Then I heard a noise. I looked back at my Atari, and it had a light on it. I plugged it in, turned it on, and started playing with no noise. I started looking at hidden pixels that look like words in-game. I found the code up, down, right, left, button. And the screen froze and pixels were moving and formed words. Atari's light will shine on forever. And I was like, what? The game continued. Thought I was just hallucinating, so I took a drink of milk. It helps me with hallucinations, and played on. It started getting stranger and stranger. I found another code. Right, left, button. It paused. And the pixels formed more words. Atari light will live. And that was not all of it. Heard a noise. It sounded like a man. No, not my dad. It was quiet. No, not pixelated. I heard it again. Help me. I stuck. It was all broken up, and I saw that this was not normal. I looked at my Atari and tried to shut it off. But the thing was stuck. I wanted my mom. She was on a business trip, and if I awoke my dad, he would be mad. Thankfully, the plug-in wasn't stuck, so I unplugged it and covered it with a thick sheet. Went to bed. The next day I woke up and heard on the news. Man went missing after selling Atari. Was that the man that I heard in my Atari? I went to my new school. I met a friend that also likes Ataris at math. He said he could come over to my house tonight. When we were at my house, he said he could sleep at my house. We played Atari. No glitches. But the power switch was still stuck. He said that he could fix it, but that it would get stuck again. When we went to sleep, at 2:34 a.m., we saw the light. It was red this time. We looked at it, and it said, "Welcome again." We thought we were hallucinating, and we turned on the system. We put in bowling and did 2-player. I found a cheat code. Go forward, then up and left, and you should always get strikes. We tried it, then right before it hit a pin, it froze. Then it turned to hyper-realism for no reason. It showed the man that sold us the Atari. The man was the only hyper-realistic thing. The rest was just the game. If you looked close enough, you saw 2 things. A flashlight, so he could make a beacon and his mouth was moving, like he was scared and telling us to help him get out. We thought this was a prank that my dad made, so I continued playing with my friend. Then I saw this man look like he had poles in his skin making him move. even though he didn't want to. I left and my friend stayed, and that was the last I saw of him, as I daunted to know what happened. The next day his parents were crying, and I asked what was wrong. They said, "Daunted, you know." And one of them took out a knife and chased me. I called the police, and they were arrested for 35 years, and I was arrested for, quote, murder, and put in juvie for 5 years due to not having enough proof. I had one phone call for 2 minutes, and I called my rich uncle. He sent over the $10,500 to get me out of jail. I looked online for light Atari and found 28 links that were Ataris with light paint on it. Then found a Ghost Hunters link for a cursed Atari with built-in light, and a link saying, the Atari Sapasali had a light on all night. I clicked on the Ghost Hunters one and found out. It was worse than Ace suspected. 2 people were found dead with their heart and lungs in a Atari at a radio station. They found out that if anyone plays it alone, they will be cursed. Then, plugged in my Atari, and it said,
Welcome, 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 welcome. Monster of duality.